Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today to talk about some additional ways to actually accumulate and earn more gold and more training materials in the game. So, apologies for those of you veterans out there watching this. This is mainly meant for those that are beginning in the game, transitioning to mid game, or even the mid game transitioning end game that aren't aware of the additional ways to add additional, like I said, resources such as gold and training materials. So that way you can bolster your end game roster, especially when you're in the end game like myself. This is what you need to be doing day in, day out to accumulate and build. So first and foremost, campaigns is probably going to be the most common area outside of some of the key events that you'll also be seeing. But my most favorite chapter anyways is the Nexus chapters. These ones are really good because if you take a look here, every chapter is going to have one that's focused on a resource, right? So chapter 6 for the Nexus here that you can see, there's gold training materials. Chapter 5 is training. There's gold once again, so it rotates in and out. I try to farm these every single day if I do have energy. As you can see, I've hoarded quite a bit, but that's kind of what I do when I try to meet up my daily objectives. Now, what's also interesting too, for those of you who don't know, the Heroes Assemble and Villains United hard chapters, both of these chapters respectively also have additional ways to earn gold and training materials depending on the chapter. So Villains is focused on training materials, Heroes is focused on gold. So if you take a look at Villains, and it's a little bit trickier to get to because it's not the end, it wasn't as convenient as the Nexus chapters, but there's actually chapter 7 here on 7-6. You'll see, boom, right there, training materials, right? We also see that here in chapter 6 here with Viv Vision, and as well chapter 4 here with Dagger being slotted in there as well, 4-6. So those are the three chapters here for Villains, and then respectively for Heroes Assemble, very similar format. You're going to go to chapter 7. Spider-Man Noir has the gold orb fragments there. In chapter 5, Echo has it right there on 5-6. And then lastly, Sunspot being located on chapter 4-6, also having it. From my knowledge anyways, I believe those are the 6 that we have right now for those two chapters. And again, we have another 6 chapters in Nexus. So that gives you 12 different areas to actually farm gold and as well as training materials every single day when you have energy. I'm not saying that you have to do that every single day, but when you're trying to focus in on one or the other, it definitely helps out. Now, I also want to point this out. This has obviously been new and freshly added, but this Age of Annihilus has been absolutely massive because this actually gives you a better payout than what the campaign nodes currently give right now. So you need to quickly go through and just take a look at all these nodes, but you can see here, there's training materials on 1-1, so there's gold on 1-2. There's actually even T4s that you can farm here. Oh, sorry, that's Jarvis. Additional training right there on 1-6. We have more gold on 1-7. And there you have it right here. This ability orb fragments. This is what you can farm actually to get more T4s. That's how you elevate your abilities to the utmost when you're trying to bring those characters up. So if that wasn't enough, right? We have the Age of Annihilus chapters. We obviously have the campaign nodes that I walked you through, the villains, heroes, as well as Nexus. And then what you'll typically see from time to time are showcase events as well. So currently ongoing, we have Vigilante, Authority, and Classified. So even taking a look at these ones, right? Always make sure that you're going through it because at the end of the event, you can see here, if you're checking through the chapters, they always seem to have certain nodes that have certain, resources and materials. You gotta be careful sometimes. Sometimes they're a little bit hidden. So you can see at the end of chapter 1 here for the Vigilante one for respectively Victoria Hand, there are actually gold training materials here. So you can actually farm that. And then as this actually progresses with different characters like Songbird and whatnot, you see with the end of Songbird here, she also has training materials there. So it really is about just fine-tuning and making sure that you're aware of this so that way it actually bolsters your account overall. And then with the transition of the store, obviously we know everything's going to the Intel store, so that's how you can take advantage of more opportunities with training. But yeah, that's kind of in a nutshell where the different avenues you can get for more gold, more training, and obviously that's all the ways that you can farm outside of Alliance War can give you more gold. Obviously, Cosmic Crucible can give you more training materials when you're participating in it. So that's the main ways to accumulate. And remember, that's how you build it up over time. The timing and obviously working on these accounts over, the career progression of your characters. And as you actually accumulate in quests and milestones, that's how you're going to build that nice reserve and foundational way to actually build up your resources over time. And that's what this is about, guys. Building your resources up over time, because time spent in this game is going to help you the most as opposed to obviously you can always spend, but it's a pretty expensive game to spend money. I would encourage not to. I recommend against it because you can still get a lot done free to play, but you just gotta be patient. You gotta accumulate like what we're doing right now with the different strategies outlined here. So hopefully this is helpful, guys. Let me know anything in comments below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.